Thousands of buildings in the UK Isles are believed to include shoes lie during his walls. But why did superstitious builders and homeowners trust in such a mystery heritage? In 2014, Laura Potts was renovating her Georgian household in a countryside close Norwich while she done a trip to verify on the builder's advance. It was deceased afternoon, how gold time in the sun upcoming in via the window, she told. Or I looked above and saw thing on the sill. It was a shoes. The little, patched and worn out female's shoes had been found in the pouch of a flue side by a locksmith, who had leftward it out for her to view. Since really agitated, Ms. Potts located a photo of the discover on the internal network at job. As a print relations officer at the College of East Anglia, she was in the law location. Story Prof. Malcolm Gaskill replied in a theoretical, the shoes had perhaps been leftward where as a bait to bait witches off of the household. In the previous contemporary time, human beings as well believed in demons, ghosts, elves, goblins, but witches were the largest scary since they were in humane shape, he told. Lowest yet, they were normally who residing shut by yours neighbor. The decision, he explainable, was all secured his homes versus wrong by concealment the shoes, love and previous shape of household insurance coverage. His top wonder for why shoes were selected is they sculpt to form, so might be deliberate, stamped in the nature and nature of the owner. Portals, love Ms. Potts flue, were deliberate lightweight ways to profit accession to a building and so became famous concealment places for the shoes. The shoes found at Alison Norman's building 6 years ago was as well hidden off in a flue. A constructor was restoration the deceased 17th age fireplace while he found a pack of heavy, simple document wrapped up about a kid's shoes on a building block bench 30 sm, 11to, over the cross piece. Yet it was not modern in the age of the ex-rural house, explainable Mrs. Norman, who lives in Geldeston in Norfolk. The shoes appears to include bin lie while the fireplace was coated up next to flue shine in the deceased 19th or previous 20th centuries. Mrs. Norman outlined it as a slight, circle-toed, lawfoot shoes for a 2 or 3 year old, so done in a plain heel piece and really so worn out. She told, a man in the countryside did speak me not to get it out of the building as it will give behind good luck, but I include and anything's happened. Reasons for hiding perhaps differed above period, on to historiographer Sari Halbrook of the College of Hertfordshire. She told, in over centuries, it might include been on protect of witches, or the hell. One theoretical proposes how the shoes were designed to act as lures for witches, alcohol, and some uncanny threats. Same theoretical is how the wrong strength believes the shoes to be the man, attacks the shoes instead of, and becomes captured within it. But more than newly, I believe perhaps they were designed to be period capsules. Or perhaps the builders were making it as a kind of jest. It might include been a working who hidden a hard-worn person's fastened shoes at St. John's School, Cambridge, for an 18th age reconstruction. It was unsecured for renovations in 2016, hidden over panel among a fireplace and flue in which had been the wizard's rooms. Shoes include as well been found emitted in mansion houses, cathedrals, village homes, townhouses and though Hampton Trial Castle, on to Dr. Halbrook. She told, where are potential thousands of before 20th century homes comprising lie shoes. The degree of the tradition is written in the Lie Shoes Code at Northampton Museum, set up in the 1950s by ex-supervisor June Swan, who implemented the shoes were not fair thrown or loose, but had in fact been located. It inclusive fair by 3,000 shoes found in properties of the Shetland Islands to the Isles of Scilly, in the big quantity creature of the southward east of England. The museum as well holds 250 found shoes, the senior date to the 1540s and of St. John's School, Oxford. Present supervisor Rebecca Shawcross told the one lie shoes found in the UK Isles was found over the hard drive council chorus parterre, established in 1308. She told she receives 2 or 3 notifications a monthly of as far afield as the US, Canada and Australia. The experience was undertaken to the new planet by migrant wherever it extended in the 1920s and 1930s, the supervisor explainable. Yet, in the UK the tradition seems to include dead out by on 1900, shut to the period Mrs. Norman's shoes was squirreled off. The Musée newly digitized the code, enabling academic environment love Dr. Halbrook to aware for specific wherever shoes were located, in which numbers, if solitary, the most, or in pairs. The information confirms lot of the informed shoes, almost 900 of them, were families, although it is not clear reason. Ms. Shawcross told, was it how family were deliberate to include cleaner alcohol, or, since so lot family dead, to chamber off dangers? Or were where fair more than family's shoes about? Although so lot questions nearby the heritage stay unanswered, one item is specific, the superstitious dimension lingers on. Homeowners are more averse to sacrifice his finds to Northampton Musée Fair in instance, the supervisor told. One seeker of Kent said her removal eschews of its concealment location driven a entire directory of real how went incorrect, before it was refundable. Ms. Potts and Mrs. Norman are as well keeping his finds, although his argument is how the shoes are a portion of the history of his homes. As to why the tradition began, and extended, it remnant unresolved. Perhaps it was so common, where was no requirement to compose it up, perhaps it was just made illegally, or stored open secret since debating it would revoke out its force, Dr. Halbrook suggests. We are take educated man guesses as to the reasons over the experience, but they are yet fair guesses. How's the circulation, and the disappointment?